everyone, welcome back to the series where I learn to build in creative so that I stop sucking at it in survival. And this week we are back at the Hobbit hole to do the interior decor. So let's jump right on into it. This time we have a little bit more room to play with and we have 4 main areas to cover. This entryway that we can zhuzh up, we have this living space with the fireplace, of course, because it's cozy. We have this kitchen space, and then additionally we have this bedroom space. So I think the first thing we really want to do is start from the furthest point at the bottom and work our way up and around, which means we are beginning with the kitchen. Now, as this is a Hobbit hole, I'm thinking that the kitchen of all spaces should be relatively cluttered and lived in, as hobbits love food and they love that cozy element. So what I'm going to start doing is just grabbing some of these blocks that I think we want to incorporate into the space. I am of course going to grab some barrels. I'm just a sucker for barrels. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe some of these chiseled bookshelves. We might want to go with oak here for the sort of the countertops and the cupboards vibe, maybe with a slightly different rock. So let's just have a little look at some blocks. This is going to be a lot of trial and error, but I did just want to see how these chiseled bookshelves look, because don't they look pretty for kitchen cabinets? And maybe we leave a little space here and we can have the stove be there, and we can dress the stove up and have like an extractor fan. And I was thinking actually what we could do is just crack one of those out and pop a cauldron right there, because I feel like a Hobbit home would have a cauldron. How does it look with barrels on the bottom? I don't hate it. I think that's relatively reasonable, but I think we could probably zhuzh this up. So as I said, let's have a look at some blocks for making this look a little bit more like a home. Let me just look at, let's look at some. I don't hate the stairs. I think the stairs work. It's just that we have the wrong stairs. So let's find an alternative there that is going to work for us. I think maybe just some plain stone, you know? It's going to stand out enough from the back, but it also kind of looks a bit built in, you know? Let's dress this up a little bit more, shall we? Like, let's grab ourselves an iron trapdoor. Ooh, what if we used like a birch trapdoor? And I know it's going against all of our wood, but doesn't that look like an oven door a little bit? Oh, I quite like that. Okay. Over here, I'm thinking what we want is maybe a little oak pressure plate right here as like a little chopping board. Or maybe we want that one here, and then we want something a little taller here, perhaps. Honestly, I'm thinking we could put a couple candles in that corner. I think that would look rather nice. We could have like 3 there, 3 little candles there. Maybe over here, we wrap this kitchen around a little bit, and then I'm thinking we have like a little sitting area over here. So let's wrap this around. I might have to move some of the lichen. I'm thinking we put some shelves up. We just want some nice shelves here. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking over here. We put this and this here. We make a fake fridge. I know it's not going to be functional, but it'll look good. I think we're going to use some polished diorite for this for now. I know iron blocks are usually the go-to, but I think that adds a little bit of texturing, a little bit of like wear of use kind of a vibe to it. And then I think we're going to break that one, and then potentially I might break this one. But what I'm thinking here is we have a lovely little plant, and I was wondering if we could make it out of this, because I think we would go for a wooden vibe here. It would be lovely. So what I want are some leaves. Maybe we're using the wrong block here. Let's have a look at the pot, shall we? I don't hate the pot, actually. I think the pot's quite cute, but I think these need to go. And something else needs to come into this space, because we've already got it breaking up here. And what we'll do is we'll create some extra shelvage or something over here. So let's grab a painting. Let's just grab a painting and see what a painting would look like in this space. I actually quite like this painting, but I don't think it goes with the vibe we're going for. It's quite big and gaudy, and I think what we want is something just a little bit smaller, maybe in that space. So, oh, you know, that's quite nice. I quite like that. I think that works. I think that definitely works. So let's grab a pot and have a little herbage. Well, we want a little, we would want some herbs here, I think. We want the fern for the herb. I think the fern is going to look the most like some herbs that you would be growing in your own kitchen right there. So far, so good. I'm pretty happy with it. Let's just make a little corner seating area. I'm thinking we can create a little table, and I'll either do a 4-block table or a 1-block table, but it was suggested to me in the comments that I try using a piston. I wish it wasn't so inset in the floor, you know? I don't know if that's hideable. It's quite nice, I will say. So maybe I can use it in a different project. I think it would look quite nice if we utilized some loggage here, right? I'm trying to, it's hard because I'm trying to avoid putting everything against the wall. But sometimes that's just what you've got to work with in the space, right? Maybe we put it here. And we put one there, and we put one there, and then we could get some signs, maybe? That doesn't work, does it? No. I think we're just gonna want to put in some chairs, like so. So we just have a little corner table right there, and maybe on the corner table we have something just sitting there on top, maybe a little pot. Lovely. Oh, do you know what we could add? Just a couple books, just to fill out that kind of cabinet space. I think that looks quite nice. I'm rather happy with that, actually. Oh, do you know what would work quite well if we can swing it? Let's just put some vines, almost like dried herbs. Just coming down in certain areas. This is a nice little kitchen. I would be perfectly happy existing in a little kitchen just like this. Which means it's now time to move on to this room. We've made quite a nice spectacle of the fireplace so far, but we do want to just improve this a little bit. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and grab the dark oak, or with the oak, we can have a look at both real quick. So if we use the oak, that's gonna close off. That's quite warm, actually. That does give off quite warm vibes. Whereas if we go with the dark oak, it kind of blends in with the floor a little bit. I prefer the oak. Let's go with the oak. So for over here, we're thinking like a sofa of some kind. Let's have a look at the blocks available to us. Again, we want to tie in some more of the oak with this space. We want an oak feel. If the structure is made out of the dark oak, adding in the oak kind of ties in this around the door, and it gives a little bit of difference in there as opposed to everything kind of matching. So let's just whack those in. And honestly, we could just do that, and then even potentially what we could do is have that there, and we could have a little end table there or something. And then we could have another kind of seat there, like that. So we've got this sort of sofa area here. We could even go as far as to have some slabbage here, maybe, as like a little footstool even, like so. A little side table here. Honestly, I'm thinking we could just continue the similar kind of vibes of the furniture in here and just add in a little table there. We can have a light fixture of some kind right there. And then right along here is where I think we should have some shelves. Have a couple shelves there. Maybe we'll have a lovely plant over here of some kind. Again, we could continue these kind of vibes. So just popping that there and then adding that like that there. Actually, I'm not quite fond of that. That's too close together. It looks odd. A planter right there maybe, and then we can have some azure blues. Ooh, do you know, maybe this is a good case for some bookshelves. We could do that. We would have to do that at the same time. Or alternatively, we could have just a couple bookshelves going up alongside there. We could even bring it around a little bit. Just add some leveling right there. So maybe we will again bring some more of these candles around up here. Let's bring in a different type of candle. We could bring in some pink ones just to bring in the pink of this across there. And that's quite a nice living space. Let's light those candles, shall we? Now, see, that is a lot better. And then I was thinking, what if we do this, right? And then, bear with me, what if we had a kitty cat right here? See, now that makes the space immediately cozier, I feel. Let's just give this chair just some size, just to draw the look together a little bit. But so far, this is looking quite nice. I think it needs something. Maybe something right here. This is where we could have our other plant. Lovely. Very nice. Ooh, do you know what would be cute if we had like a little adventuring area, right? Right over there, maybe we have a mat and that can go in an item frame. Right above the cartography table. Your little adventure area right there. And then maybe here, maybe we could have some scaffolding. And I'm thinking a cheeky little cherry blossom tree. Again, to bring that pink into the space with the green, because they do mesh quite well. So now we kind of finished the living space as well as the kitchen space, and you've got this cluttered kind of look that a hobbit hole would have. I think it's looking good so far. 2 rooms down, 2 more to go. Let's go to this one, which is the entrance area. So one of the things I think we'd really like in this area for sure is a place to hang up our hobbit armor, our mithril vest, whatever that may be. Put that there and give it the things that it would require, just like that. So we've got a little space for that, and maybe we want a little tabling right there just to hold a little something. Okay, so maybe we go ahead and make this space a little bit more functional as well. Maybe we've got a grindstone in here next to our armor where we might come in and refine our stuff. I'm also thinking, considering we've got a cat and we may even get a dog, how rude it would be for us to not create some kind of a pet bed, right? Right there, we could have a lovely little pet bed right there. Let's just pop a little dog there and see how we feel. Okay, beautiful. You fit right in, puppy. Thank you so much for being here. I think a banner could probably work. And if we're going to use a banner, I think we probably want to use it over here. And we're either going to want to use the green or the pink. And I think the green is the way to go here. And I was thinking, because we got the spores falling down, it wouldn't be like terrible to kind of have a little bit of that looking around on the floor, right? I'd lived in almost dusty vibe. Let's see what else we can do with this space in regards to the storage. Now, I'm either going to want to use barrels, obviously, or I'm going to want to use chests. And I do not know which I want. I'm thinking we could go as far as to kind of craft ourselves some shelves. One of you there, a couple of chests there maybe. Maybe we've got something like that here. And then maybe we've got another one of those right there. And would it be completely unreasonable to have some of that going? Just like a little area of inbuilt shelf. I don't know how I feel about it. I do not hate it. What if we put you there? We could add a little space for you there. We can have, do you know what? This is a perfect candle moment. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to grab the pink candle here. We're going to pop that bad boy right in there. Maybe we've got a couple of them. That's perfect. But I think that looks okay. We've got a little bit of storage coming in right here. What I might do is elevate this a little bit, and maybe I'll move the dog bed across. Okay, so I simplified the dog bed and moved them over here, and I moved our armor stand and the banners over to here. And I actually still quite like this. Let me light the candles. Okay, and lit. I actually think I might want to keep this kind of space relatively simple in terms of its clutter, because this space here and the kitchen space is quite cluttered in and of itself, and this is just a nice welcome into the home. So we're going to leave this as it is, I think. Let's move on to the last space, which is the bedroom space. Now this is going to be the biggest challenge for me, I feel, but I do think I'm probably going to want the bed over on this side. Do we want to go with a pink or with a green bed? I do think green is the kind of color we want to go with the bed here, And we can make any embellishments within the room pink if we really want to, maybe at the end here. I would quite like to zhuzh this bed up a little bit, maybe go for something a little four-postery, you know? So let's have a look at what we might want to use for this. Probably some fences. Ooh, do you know, we could go with a campfire, create this kind of a vibe. And then we extend that to the end here. Okay, so I know I was gonna four-poster it, but I actually think that going for kind of a very cute headboard vibe will be better, because the space, again, we've not got all that much space to work with, and having something four-poster is gonna really reduce this space here. I actually quite like this. Maybe what if we brought this along? Ooh. And then now stay with me. What if we have ourselves a little painting moment? Let's just find the right one. I actually quite like that. What if this wasn't the campfires? I know I went through the trouble of like putting them out and putting them up there, but what if this wasn't the campfires? What if that was something else? What about the azalea leaves? Would that look better? I like that. That brings some more of the nature in. And then hear me out. Let's have like a barrel there and a barrel there. Okay, and then let's just add another one of these in. Oh, I quite like that. Okay, and then we can have a little flower pot over here, and you know, we don't even have to put a plant in that one. Everyone needs a glass of water by their bed, babes. That's just good sense. Okay, and then I'm thinking we'd have like little workshop areas just around the room. We've got our storage, our bedside storage. So storage isn't of a terrible need, but I'm thinking we want some functional blocks here. We would want a tool working space is what I'm imagining here. Maybe we've got a chipped anvil because it would be well worked, right? Maybe we've got a brewing stand as well. We definitely want a crafting table here too. And you know what? I feel like as hobbits we would have a little loom going. Maybe we would have a lectern as well. And I'd really quite like to bring some more of these chiseled bookshelves in. So let's see what we can do with this space if we just kind of mess around with it a little bit, maybe. Maybe we add a little bit there. Okay, yeah, that's maybe the lectern would go right there. Cute. Our lovely crafting table here, our loom here. What if we brought this along, right? And this is where we have our brewing stand. And then maybe we even finish the space up with a nice little one of those. Okay, I'm liking it. Let's add in another little bit of light here, just to extend that. And it's missing something. I'm actually thinking we just add in some sporadic little books here, right? And then just like random. Okay, and then let's add in a little painting right here. Ooh. Okay, that's a lovely little space. Yes, exactly. I'm thinking over here is where we have maybe a little smithing table. Maybe we have a little anvil here too. Just somewhere we would work our tools. I know we couldn't have the full enchanting library that we would want to make here, but we could have an enchanting table. And then maybe we have just like a couple shelves up here. Let's go ahead and grab some oak trapdoors. We'll pop a couple shelves up there, is what I'm thinking. Like right there. Lovely. Lovely. And there doesn't have to be anything up on top of them, I don't think. It's not always necessary, you know. And then for finally, what I'm thinking is we just want a little window seat moment. Ooh, maybe we have signs on this one. Let's put some signs on. Let's put some signs on this one. Put a sign there, done. Just a cute little window seat moment. And I know it's not facing the window, but it doesn't have to. And look at that. Isn't that a magnificent space? This would absolutely be a room fit for our little hobbit hole. And we can just have a look at all of the work we've done here today. Look at all of this. I think immediately looking at this from the last build, definite improvement has been seen here. I am certainly very happy with what I have achieved. If there is anything that you would have done differently to any of these spaces, please let me know. Or if you have any ideas on what I could build in the future, I would love to hear your thoughts. I think the improvements that I'm making at this moment are measurable. I feel really good about the builds that I've done so far, particularly this one. I don't know how I'm going to top it, to be honest, babes. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you stay fed, watered and rested, and I hope you have a cracking time zone. Remember to stay familiar, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, lovelies.